This is Mr. Brown Thumb, and I'm about to give you a tour of the mobile garden. It was a one-day installation for Art on Track, and Joe Baldwin designed, and a handful of volunteers built the garden in one day. It's actually a couple of hours, but there's 400 square feet of sod here. The plants range from annuals, perennials, natives, some edibles, houseplants, tropicals, but they covered the train completely in sod. It's pretty cool looking. Those are tomatillos growing up the pole there. Even the ceiling got a treatment. It's covered in ivy, more tomatillos, spider plants, some other vegetables that I can't recall now at this moment. But here's one of those tropicals that was used for filler. Some zinnias there. There were even mock ads on the train. You may recognize that logo that just passed by. Some more of the ivy. There's a view down the train cart. And this is the train planted out, heading into the loop, into downtown Chicago. You may hear the people who were involved humming a little medley. This was one of my favorite parts of being involved in this garden, is riding around downtown Chicago and being able to see the buildings from the second story. Just watch the plants go by. The garden got a really big reception every time it pulled into a station. People just oohed and awed. You know, when people became a little bit more civilized when they were entering and exiting the train cart. And even when it was really crowded, there wasn't any pushing or shoving like you would expect normally on the train. Everybody was busy looking at the plants and commenting on the smell of the train cart when it was filled with sod and plants. One of the conductors was in charge of the trains this day. This guy was my favorite, I guess, visitor to the garden. Just going about his daily commute. And even when people start getting off of the train, still nice and orderly, respectful of each other. I think one of my favorite parts of observing people on the train here was seeing the way people made eye contact instead of the way we usually avoid each other's gazes. That there's Joe Baldwin. He's the guy who had the idea for the train and the garden installation. This is just a version of the mobile garden that he ultimately wants to install on the CTA. It's a good start. I think people had a lot of fun riding it, experiencing it. This whole train lasted for 5 hours. If you would like to get involved, there's the URL